Hello everybody, my name's Llama Joe and welcome to my channel. Alright, we are back with the letter. This will be like part 64, I think. Dang. That's crazy. I created thumbnails up to like part 80, and I was like, if we have up to 80 parts of this Let's Play, that's gonna be insane. Like, this is a full-blown game. So for like the 15 bucks I paid for it, that's pretty good. I've gotten my money's worth for sure. This was already said in the last one, but I'm gonna go ahead and just like say it in Ashton's voice just to kind of, you know, keep going in. So he's talking to Rebecca in case you guys don't remember. So, how you holding up?
Barely, but I'll be fine. It's probably just this curse thing getting to me.
Yeah.
That bad, huh?
Excuse me, you're stuck in this nightmare too. And then there's Isabella just being frustrating.
You don't mean that.
Oh, I do. She needs to grow up. She's not the only one stuck in this.
Yeah, but she's going through a lot right now that you don't know about.
But you really didn't have to say it like that, you know.
It's no excuse for her to say those things, though. And my disapproval must be clear enough on my face. I think I picked the right option because he's still telling her, like, hey, you shouldn't have done that. That was wrong of you. Right? Because I feel like if we took Isabella's side, Rebecca would have stormed off, and then we wouldn't have been able to be like, hey, like, you can't say those things. So, yeah. Whenever she glances back at me, her exhaustion immediately shifts back to annoyance, her mouth curving down to a tight frown.
How am I supposed to answer her then? Do I just let her go there and do what she wants? I know you won't be too happy if I did that.
Yeah, I won't. This isn't about what I think, though. That's a low blow, Rebecca. Even for you. We all know she wasn't even planning on staying here this long. There was no need to bring it up if all you wanted to do is stop her.
Even my students can do better than her.
Becca, she'll listen if
Damn.
you'll just ask her properly.
Becca is fierce.
You mean well. You always do. And you do have a point. I agree with you. But maybe you should also be a little more careful with your words next time. Think about it for a while.
Okay. See, and that was my worry with taking Rebecca's side, with them not bringing this up. So I'm glad it did. I am a little scared though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna do a little peek. Do a little peek. Okay. So we had that, and I didn't take Isabella's side, so that would have gone to the bottom tree. Boom. Which, you know, the bottom tree's bad, so... Oh my gosh. Well... Oh, okay. So this was where I had to make a choice between, Yep, okay, this was the agreed. Oh my god, guys, we're halfway! Okay. Hey, we're finally halfway! Oh, so good. So happy. Alright. A minute passes. Her mouth opens briefly, and I assume she's about to argue the issue further. Maybe take out her anger on me, like she has often done so in the past when fuming. But eventually, she simply nods, breathes out, and relaxes her rigid posture. A rare occurrence when she's almost always has something on her mind. Seeing it, a smile spreads across my face, knowing and perhaps a little pleased. It's one thing to know of change. Watching it play out in front of me is an entirely different matter. In that one exchange, I've caught a short, clear glimpse of what has shifted, of what's inevitable. So much has changed throughout the years. We will never be the same person we once were. And perhaps it's for the better. Rebecca notices soon enough, like she always did. Whatever she sees in my face startles her, causing her to jerk away.
Why are you staring at me like that?
Nothing. Don't mind me.
I know that look, Ashton Frey. That's definitely not a nothing. You wouldn't be wearing that expression if you didn't have something on your mind.
Really? It's nothing. It's just that when we were kids, you weren't really the kind of person who spoke her mind. Someone else always had to stand up for you.
Why does the animation of Rebecca smiling look like she just got her wisdom teeth taken out? Her like cheeks are swollen like a chipmunk. I can't intimate it. But...
Becca.
What did you expect? It's been, what, 17, 18 years?
Okay, see, that looks a little more natural.
What I'm trying to say is, I think I like this version of you more.
Oh. Oh, okay. A beat.
Except when you're mad, and you're yelling, and you're glaring daggers at everyone. You're pretty scary, you know.
Well, don't say that so casually. Also, if you're just going to complain, we might as well just end this talk right now.
See what I mean? Even Z-Man's scared of you. I'd bet my entire salary on it.
She swats at my arm, the gesture light and familiar. It causes us both to burst into peals of laughter afterwards. When was the last time we shared something like this? I can't even remember. It's nice, though. To have another conversation like this, to sit side by side, simply enjoying each other's company. I'm not very fond of looking back to the past. Most of it means having to remember unpleasant things for me, but sometimes, go out around the bad, there are good ones. And Rebecca's there for the most of it. Things may change, but her friendship is one thing I will hold dear. We may meet new people throughout our lives, but that doesn't mean I'll care for her any less. Which makes this whole business with the letter even more urgent. Well, Rebecca's right. Isabella's reasoning also makes sense. Hell, I've been considering the same thing. It's the only lead we have, after all. With what's at stake, I can't let this curse win, if such a thing even makes sense when dealing with the supernatural. Tonight, by any means, I need to go back to that accursed place. Alone. Because who knows what we might find in there. Whether or not the rest of them agree with this plan is inconsequential. Inconsequential. My God, okay, I can't speak. Their well-being is my top priority, and I'm not just about to drag them in there with me. My apprehension must have been quite obvious in my face. In a sudden motion, Rebecca reaches out and taps my arm. Although she does it gently, it startles me nevertheless, and it's enough to put a worried look on her. For a moment, she studies my face, eyes scrutinizing, searching. But before I can even avert my gaze, keep her from getting a read on me, she straightens. Her worry abruptly faded into a look of disapproval.
You have a plan in mind, don't you?
Yep, I sure do. And it's a bad one. It's a simple yes or no question. I can easily lie, yet her tone completely belies everything her words mean. I may as well tell her everything. When all is said and done, she's still one of the few people I trust. However, every vein in my body knows she'll be the first one to disagree, put her foot down, and stop me. And once she does, who else will be left to fix this? Zach? Isabella? Her? I do understand her concerns, but there are times when they are misplaced. This complication isn't what I need at the moment. But what am I supposed to say? What is she expecting to hear from me? What answer will satisfy her? She certainly appears like she's hoping for more than a yes or no. For an answer I can't give at the moment. What else then? Keep her in the dark, offer a vague answer. Okay, so both sound bad. But don't keep her in the dark. Don't lie to her.
I need to head off somewhere tonight.
Okay, cool. A vague answer. It's all I can offer, and hopefully this will be enough. It's not an outright lie, but that, though, doesn't make me feel any less awful about this. It's worse when you know she's asking only because she's worried. Part of me wants to tell her, admit that Isabella's suggestion is exactly what I'm planning tonight. What good will it do, though? Oh, no. Okay. I about got super triggered. That was really weird. Sorry, the game, I mean, I don't know if it showed up on the game just froze. And I was like, oh no, the game's about to crash in the middle of recording. That sucks. Alright. I've already told Zach, one person is enough. Hell, simply letting someone in on the plan makes me iffy. Broadening that circle and revealing too much would just cause another pointless concern. But someone has to be aware, or at least aware of heading off to, in case things don't pan out. Expect the worst, even if I've only intended to do a quick survey of the place. In my own words, risky. Rebecca doesn't need to know the kind of danger I might be throwing myself in tonight. She should prioritize herself and her own safety first before others. But it's never that easy with her, isn't it?
Am I allowed to ask questions this time?
You're asking one right now, aren't you?
It's a serious question, Ashton. Yes or no?
You can, but I can't promise I'll answer them.
That's a nice way of saying no. You might as well just tell me to shut up.
You know I don't mean it like that.
Is there something I can do at least?
For an instant, I hesitate, pausing, fumbling for an answer. It's more difficult with her because all this time she still looks to me as if I'm the same kid from years ago, who she depended on when she has yet to find herself, who she turned to for answers despite my lack of them. It makes me all the more afraid to fuck up this time. And in case I do, she's the last person I want to be with me. Getting her into trouble? Getting her killed is not how I want to repay the friendship she has so generously offered after all these years. My friends are not supposed to be the ones taking the repercussions of my mistakes. Those are of my own doing, my own responsibility. A fear, a heavy weight on my shoulders they shouldn't be dragged into carrying. However, there's one thing I can trust her with.
Stay safe. Keep the others safe. Watch over them while I'm out there. Make sure no one does anything stupid. You're good with that kind of stuff.
I'm a high school teacher, Ash, not anyone's babysitter.
I mean, it's one and the same. A grimace is on her face, but I know she'll do it, even without asking me for it. She cares more than anyone, more than what her fiery temper expresses. And it eases something in me, knowing the others will have someone like her there, or here, yeah. Sure enough, after a stretch of silence, she eventually nods. She does not entirely agree with this. It's in the distant look on her face, but she's willing to trust me on this. For now, that's enough. Either way, it's best that we simply leave things here for now. There's already an understanding, albeit something we both don't agree with. No need to push it further. With a light, reassuring squeeze on her shoulder, I stand up as soon as footsteps shuffle from the next room. Its cadence slow and hesitant. Okay. Hopefully they work things out here. Shortly, Isabella comes into view, clutching her hands firmly in front of her and sporting the same uncertainty in her face. She casts me a cursory look, then shifts a nervous one to Rebecca, who studies her with a curious gleam in her eyes. Their fights never did last long.
Are you free? Am I interrupting something? If it's okay, can we talk?
Her interruption could not have come sooner, and I'm all the more glad of it. Whatever kind of friendship I share with the two, this remains something for only the two of them, much like my own with Zach. I'm the outsider. They don't need me here. It's all the reason I need. Muttering an excuse and flashing Rebecca a quick knowing smile, I beat a hasty exit out of the main lounge and leave them to mend things on their own. Okay, oh yeah, I'm glad with the choice I made. I'm very glad with the choice I made. Picking Rebecca's side, because it seems to be working out for them. After a few stern words for Isabella, Ashton was left alone with Rebecca. Despite his agreement with Isabella's idea, she knew he had a plan in mind. Something he could only hint at, to Rebecca's disappointment. When all was said and done, the detective simply asked, "Oh, that's so cute." See, it's really hard, because, like, I really like Ashton and Rebecca being a thing. And I feel for Rebecca, and I kind of want them to be a thing, honestly. But, like, Isabella and Ashton are pretty adorable, too. It's just, Isabella is very clueless and doesn't seem to have any type of, you know, feelings for him like that, so. But then, you know, the same with Rebecca, as Ashton just sees her as a friend, so, yeah. I can't remember if I read this or not, so I'm gonna read it again. Muttering an excuse and flashing Rebecca a quick knowing smile, I beat a hasty exit out of the main lounge and leave them to mend things on their own. Before Rebecca can say what's on her mind, before the last frustrated glare she directs my way forces me to change my mind. It's another lasting image that firmly etches itself into my memory, one that spurs the conscious, among other things. I just hope I won't regret what I've chosen for myself tonight. I'd be cutting a few minutes short if I... You know what? Let's wait till another scene change. We'll wait till another scene change. And I mean, I doubt this is going to be a very long scene right here, so... Galway Shaw's Monday night crowd, although small and barely occupies a quarter of the whole pub, provides ample enough cover for anyone who wishes to leave the place unnoticed. Just exactly what I need tonight. With the lively music and chatter slipping out, mostly unseen, becomes a piece of cake. Without much trouble, soon enough, I find myself standing outside under the chilly Luxburn night. A gust of wind picks up shortly after I step out, carrying the telltale smell of an impending rain. I'll give it about an hour or two before it starts. From the look of it, tonight will be another downpour, maybe even stronger than the one we've had this morning. On instinct, I hunch further into my jacket, hugging its thick material closer to my body while I weave my way through the lines of empty cars in the parking lot. The letter crinkles in my pocket with each step I take, though I pay it no mind as I hurry towards my car. I've nicked it minutes ago from Isabel's belongings on my way out. If this is all connected, I need this damn piece of paper with me. However ridiculous as it sounds, I'm quite sure it won't be missed either, but I can't waste time here and wait for her to find out, can I? 4 hours is all I'm giving myself to get this done. 3 if I'm inclined to go by the rules Z-Man set, but when have I ever? Regardless of how generous that is, each second's just as important as the next. So I hurry, 1 footstep over the other, echoing as I make a beeline for my car. But as with every plan, problems crop up at the last second. It's practically a universal rule. And it does, in the form of a lone figure waiting for me next to my car. Because it's Zach. Oh. I don't think that's Rebecca. There's literally no way that she was able to have a whole conversation with Isabella, leave the bar, get to his car before him. There's no way. Oh, no. Uh-oh. This is going to end bad. Oh. Rebecca turns just as I near, the corners of her mouth twitching up in a wry smile. She offers no greeting except for a slight tilt of her head. Yeah, that seems off. Even as my pace slows and I look at her with the unvoiced questions in my eyes, she remains wordless, merely throwing her head back and shifting her attention up at the star of the sky when I come up to stand beside her. Another gust of wind blows and she breathes out a sigh, weary, thick with something close to resignation. The breeze carries all of it away while she hugs her arms closer to herself to keep warm, which raises the question why she's out here. The air is already heavy with the promise of rain, with clouds obscuring the view. There's really nothing left to look at but a dark blanket of nothingness. Still, she stands here as if she's intentionally waiting for everything to fall. That, or she's here for some other reason. But before I can voice a single word, express a disapproval of any kind, she raises a halting hand at me, sharply cutting off the rest of my question.
I'm not here to stop you. Wherever it is you're planning to go off tonight.
Okay, apparently this is actually Rebecca, but there's literally no way. Unless there was some time skip that I was not privy to.
I won't be able to anyway. You look like you've already made up your mind.
Go back inside. It's going to rain soon. It'll probably be even heavier than the downpour we had this morning. You wouldn't want to be caught in it.
I will, in a moment. I just want to stay out here a bit for some air, away from the noise inside. Everything's been so chaotic these days. This little break is nice. Even if it means standing in the middle of a parking lot, of all places. Getting out of this mess would definitely be better, but hey, you take what you can get, right?
It'll be over soon.
Okay. The confidence in my own words surprises even me. How do I know? Why am I so sure? When in truth, what I'm about to do is a last-ditch effort. If this fails, if I don't find anything, we're back to square one. It's the last lead I have. After this, we have nothing else to go off from. Regardless, it seems to amuse her, and her laughter soon sounds above from the murmur of distant traffic and a light draft sweeping around us.
How I wish. I'll be content as long as she stops showing up in my mind whenever I close my eyes.
Yeah.
I think that may take some time. The brain doesn't easily forget trauma.
I can try, but, you know, it also did a lot to us.
Tell me about it. The back of my head's still smarting from my fall last night.
That's not what she meant, dude.
Not that kind. I'm talking about us. As people. I hate to admit it, but this whole deal with the ghost, with the curse, it also brought out an ugly side to us. To all of us. And it made me realize plenty of things.
Oh, was she gonna confess? Finally? Finally is she gonna confess? After, 20 years of her
About
life?
Myself,
Yeah.
about us.
Yeah? Yeah? Rebecca trails off. Suddenly, a pensive expression spreads across her face. I've seen it countless of times before, and every time I see it on her, it's usually followed by a memory. A silly story or even something embarrassing I've said from childhood. Unlike me, who will much rather forget, she remembers each of them so easily. And after a short bout of silence, when she smiles, I know this is one of those times again.
Do you remember that one time, back in secondary?
Which one? We did a lot of dumb things back then. Well, I did, but you get the point.
Mandy.
I thought you still don't like her. Don't tell me you've kept in contact with her. Are you guys friends now or something?
Oh, no. We do see each other sometimes. On the way to work or when I go out for lunch, but it's nothing like that. We're not friends. Not in this lifetime. I don't think so.
Who's
I don't
Mandy?
think we'll ever get along, but if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't even be friends, yeah? You stood up for me that day. And from then on, things have changed.
She makes it sound like I'm some sort of a hero. Mandy was in the wrong. Of course I'll defend her. When no one's gonna stand up for her, who else will? Chances are, it would have escalated, and who knows, maybe she would have stopped going to school or transferred. Any decent human being with an ounce of sense should know better. I acted because I know what I'm doing is what's right. It's as simple as that. Yet, she smiles as if it's worth more than that. A fondness that goes beyond nostalgia.
I guess what I'm trying to get at is, this time, I don't want this to go unsaid. You know, just in case something happens. Ash, I've always been in love with you.
Yes! Yes! Woo! Oh. Oh, I'm so glad she finally admitted it. Oh, it makes me so happy. Oh. Oh, my heart. Oh, it's melting. She says it so plainly, holding my gaze and in a voice too frank that her admission stuns me into silence. Oh. Oh. Oh, that makes me so happy. Like the wind has suddenly been knocked out of me in one fell swoop. No words will form, not even a single coherent thought as the meaning of her words bear down on me. Oh, I can't stop smiling. I hope this ends well. Ashton, don't be an asshole, please. Don't be an ashhole, as Isabella calls you. Nevertheless, she continues, desperate to express everything she has kept to herself all those years. I hope it gives me a choice. It's like, confess love or don't confess love, or like, confess love. This is what the fondness is. Why, for her, it weighs heavier than any feeling of nostalgia can carry.
Since that time in secondary, since I made that promise to never leave, I've always truly loved you.
Oh. Afterwards, there is a relief, a weight suddenly being lifted from her shoulders after so long. She closes her eyes and lets out a breath. When she looks back to me, though, there's nothing but hope in them. Eyes that are searching for an answer. Facing the sincerity behind her words, I find myself grasping, scrambling for the words. Oh. Damn it, Ashton. Because as much as this pains me to admit, I can't give her the same affection she's asking from me. Fuck. That's disappointing. That's really... I'm actually really upset now. I'm genuinely upset. We might have spent so many years alongside each other. Hell, we practically grew up together. But that never automatically means I'll ever hold for her feelings that goes beyond the boundaries of friendship. I do appreciate her presence in my life. I'm more than glad that she has stuck with me even through the toughest moments. Even when she finds me difficult or aggravating. However, it's really all there is to it. She's a close, important friend to me, but nothing more.
Rebecca,
I draw in a breath, ragged, unsure. Uncertain how and which words to put together so it'll hurt her less, so the wounds they might leave won't be as deep of a scar. Now, before I can even string two phrases together, she lifts a hand to my mouth and silences me. A smile's on her face, kinder than every single one I've seen from her so far. It's nice to see it on her. It suits her more than the glares or the frowns. But at the same time, it only serves to baffle me. You don't have to answer me.
Yeah, but you should... I should...
No, I mean, you don't need to.
Okay, now I'm really confused. One moment you're saying you've been in love with me since secondary, now you're telling me to shut up?
If you want to interpret it like that, all right.
No, really. Some explanation would be nice, Becca. Because a lot of things are going on right now, and I'm afraid I can't catch up. Especially with this curveball you just threw.
It means what it means, Ashton. You don't need to answer me. I don't really need to hear it anymore. It's not that I don't want to. Believe me, if I were the same person I was before this whole thing happened to us, I'd be elated, excited even. But like I said, I also realized some things. Understood myself more. Ash, I did love you. Ever since we were kids, all those times you defended me from bullies. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Even after this. But at the end of the day, once you take a closer look at everything, it also turned me into a really selfish person. When you think about it, maybe the Ashton I loved isn't the one standing in front of me right now. Maybe all this time, I'm still clinging on to that aloof kid I met 17 years ago. I didn't even consider that you have a mind of your own. That one day, it won't just be the two of us. that you'll find someone else and it won't be me.
I'm sorry, Becca.
Well, I was super happy, and now my heart is literally shattered. So... Oh, and today's Valentine's Day. You guys don't know that. Oh. It's like the perfect video for it, but also the actual worst. Damn it. Fuck you, Ashton. I'm not even sure what I'm apologizing for, that I can't return her feelings, or because I'm somewhere holding myself responsible for this, even if up until now I have no idea how she felt. Regardless, she continues to smile through all of it.
It's not your fault. Don't say that. I'm the one who should apologize. Since I suddenly sprung this up on you when you have other things to do, I just thought I should let you know, so I can finally let this whole thing go.
I mean, I'm glad she... Like, all in all, it ended well, but I'm still very disappointed.
One question, though. Are you going to tell her?
Oh, she knows. That makes it even worse.
Tell what to who?
Oh. What, game? What are you doing to me? I pause, frowning. So, also sorry for this long recording, guys, and yeah. I'm about 30 minutes in now, but I pause, frowning. A brief moment of doubt while I try to figure out what she's talking about all of a sudden. When it finally sinks in, though, my bewilderment hastily gives way to utter embarrassment.
Oh, shit.
Heat abruptly crossed on my face, no matter my efforts to keep it down. In the end, I could only look away from her, afraid of what else she'll see in it.
Did you really think no one would notice?
Was it that obvious?
It was surprisingly easy to tell, but that was probably because I've known you longer than anyone.
Fuck, who else knows?
I think Zach suspects.
Shit.
You're embarrassingly lame when you're trying too hard. It's almost painful to watch. Don't worry. With your terrible way of flirting, and knowing her, I'm quite sure Belle has no idea, even now. Not even a clue.
Harsh, Rebecca. Really harsh. I could use a vote of confidence, you know.
She laughs, loud, the kind that's free of any burden, ringing above the wind, slowly picking up as the storm clouds approach. With it, however, the awkward atmosphere lifts at last. It's only that camaraderie we've shared ever since meeting in that classroom 17 years ago.
I'm serious, though. Tell her. And if you ever make her cry, I'll hit you with every damn history book I have on my shelf. Clear?
Noted, ma'am.
Anyway, thanks for hearing me out. I won't keep you long. I know you have things to do. Just promise me you'll be careful, all right?
She doesn't wait for an answer. Instead, she gives me a push, with a force only heavy enough to throw me off balance. Caught unawares by the gesture for a few moments, I fight for purchase against my car's trunk, bracing my hand on its smooth surface. When I look up with a string of reprimands ready at the tip of my tongue, Rebecca's already halfway through the parking lot. There's a small skip in her steps, while the breeze carries the light tune she's whistling. On a whim, I let its notes be the last thing I commit to memory before slipping inside my car and driving off. Sounds like a new beginning more than anything. Another reason to be optimistic. Okay, we need to end this. Ashton left for the mansion at nightfall, but when he got to his car, he found Rebecca waiting for him. Fearing she might not have the chance, Rebecca confessed her feelings, but before he could answer, Rebecca stopped him, admitted she had been selfish and she was letting him go. She only wanted to let him know. I mean, it ended well, but I'm still like, oh no. It's still heartbreaking, so, oh well. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. If you're single like me, then good for you, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why I added that in there. But if you're in a relationship and you're happy, then, you know, hug and kiss your loved one and tell them how much they mean to you, because, you know, it means a lot that they're there for you. Whether you know it at the time or not, or there's times where you're frustrated, or, you know, it's, love is hard, relationships are hard, but if you're willing to put forth the effort and put in the work, then it's worth it in the end. So, with that being said, I think I'm going to call it a night, everybody, especially after this long recording. So thank you so much for watching, As always, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, and I'll do the best I can to make it right. I'm Llama Joe, and I'll catch you guys later.